Oh, Jessica, why? Why did you have to go and leave us so suddenly at such a young age and before your brother's wedding? Don't worry, though. I set up a memorial for you in the seat you would have sat in were you still with us. Right, about that. I'm not dead, and you know that I'm not dead, so what exactly are you doing, Mom? I mean, seriously, you've been going around to all our relatives and telling them I died, and you put a picture of me in a casket with some flowers around it in my seat. Did you really use AI to digitally impose me in a casket? Isn't technology wonderful these days? All it took was about 5 minutes to get it exactly how I imagined it. Just, why would you even do that? If you didn't want me sitting with you, you could have just moved somewhere else, or said something to Kosuke, or literally anything else. But instead, you pretended I was dead and built a little memorial to rub it in. Do you have any idea how disturbing that is? Oh, but that's just the thing. I don't have to pretend. You are dead to me. You're a disgrace, a family embarrassment. I put up with a lot of your nonsense, but you failing to get into medical school was the final straw, and now you're dragging down Colton's reputation by associating yourself with him. He managed to get into medical school and graduated. Now he's a successful doctor. All of us, Colton included, simply wish you didn't exist. God, every time our relatives bring you up, it makes me want to flog myself in shame. So I figured the best way to get them to stop talking about you was to tell them you're dead. Problem solved. That is the most messed up logic I've ever heard. So because I didn't get into the university you wanted, you go full scorched earth and erase me from existence? Wow, you really can't help yourself, can you? I guess I should have seen this coming. You started treating me differently ever since my grades started slipping back in high school. You are my single greatest failure. Now, Kosuke, he's brilliant, top of his class, good at everything, a gentleman. That's what a real child looks like. And you're not good at sports, you have no valuable skills. Medical school was your last chance to make something of yourself, and you blew it. Spending even one more minute on a failure like you is a waste of my life. You think getting into med school is some kind of walk in the park? And I do have strengths. I've always been the kind of person who could talk to anyone, connect with people, make them feel welcome. That matters. That's the exact sort of thing that talentless, brainless losers list as their skills. Honestly, I feel bad for your teachers. They probably had to scrape the bottom of the barrel just to find something halfway nice to say about you. Alright, I've had enough. I came here to celebrate my brother's big day. I didn't show up to get screamed at and humiliated by my own mother. I'm not your mother and you're not my daughter. You will not be sitting with the family at this wedding. If you're so upset about it, go become a doctor and prove me wrong.
You've gotta be kidding me, Mom. You mean you didn't know?
What's that supposed to mean?
Hey, I'm really sorry about earlier. I didn't think they'd go that far. I hate that you had to go through that.
It's okay. Honestly, in a weird way, I'm kind of relieved. If they had suddenly turned into warm, reasonable people, that would have messed me up even more. But nope, same old cruel, status-obsessed robots, so at least I know I'm not crazy.
Yeah, I guess. It's weird, but there's some comfort in how predictable they still are. They're still totally convinced that being a doctor makes you the most important person in the world. It's honestly sick. Like, nothing's changed, and that's what makes me want to throw up. I mean, sure, being a doctor's impressive. I get that. But using that as an excuse to treat your own kid like she's disposable? That's just messed up. It's not even about careers. It's just basic human decency, and they've got none.
Thank you so much for sticking up for me, Colton. But really, you don't need to worry about them, or me. Their lives are already going downhill fast, and I'm done holding back. Everything they've ever thrown at me, I'm giving it right back. And after that, I'm cutting them off for good. For real this time.
You're honestly the strongest person I know. I'm just glad I could help, even if it was just a little.
A little? Kosuke, don't sell yourself short. This whole thing wouldn't have even started without you. You backed me up when no one else would. I'm gonna drag them down to the hell they built for me, so you just need to sit back and watch the show. All I want you to do is focus on building a happy life with someone who actually deserves you. Jessica, I want answers. Who was that man sitting next to you at the reception? Who do you think? That's my husband. Husband? You're married? That's absurd! Someone of your low caliber doesn't deserve to get married. When did this happen? I don't exactly keep you in the loop anymore, remember? And yeah, I'm married. Surprised? You act like I'm not even capable of love, like no one in their right mind would want me. Well, guess what? Someone did, and I married him. Unbelievable! What sort of lies did you have to tell in order to trick that poor sap into marrying you? You know what? I'm gonna let that slide because honestly, I don't even care what you think of me anymore. But I have to ask, did you really not recognize him? You stared right at him and said nothing. I thought he looked familiar, but I couldn't place him. He's a doctor. His parents run that huge university hospital near City Hall. Ring any bells? Wait, the one with the big research wing? That hospital? Yep, that's the one he works at. And I work there too, in case you're wondering. I'm a nurse. Oh, and I've been shadowing in management for a while now, helping with admin decisions, training, hospital board stuff. All the things you swore I'd never be good enough to touch. You, involved in hospital management? Don't be ridiculous. That kind of thing takes skill, experience. If you're in charge of anything, that place is gonna collapse. Wow, there it is. The same condescending garbage I've been hearing from you since I was a teenager. I'm not managing the place solo, okay? I'm working with the team while learning the ropes. And yeah, I didn't become a doctor like you so desperately wanted, but I still made it into a major hospital, and lately, I've begun to have a bit more pull around there. I think you're aware of this, but that hospital is of a completely different scale than yours. So if anything, I'd say I've more than exceeded your expectations. You're telling me that you, Jessica, the same screw-up I practically gave up on, somehow managed to marry a doctor? And not just that, his parents run a major hospital? Why didn't you tell us sooner? We could have used that kind of connection. Your father needs to hear about this right away. Are you serious right now? Do you even hear yourself? There's no connection, Mom. There's nothing to use. Because remember, I don't exist. You literally told people I was dead. You made a fake memorial and stuck it at my wedding seat like I was some ghost to be buried. Oh, you're still upset about that? Okay, fine. I'll take the photo down. Then there won't be any more problems, right? You think that makes it okay? You think removing a picture erases what you did? My husband saw it too. Imagine for a second how he must have felt to see a fake picture of his wife in a casket. And the fact that you're a doctor and actually deal with life and death situations makes it that much worse. Well, I merely intended it to be a joke. You think this is a joke? Do I need to remind you of what your profession does? When someone's heart stops, they're not dead until you, a doctor, declare them to be. And you have been going around to literally all of our relatives and my husband's relatives and telling them that I'm dead. I don't think you fully comprehend just what an awful, almost sacrilegious thing it is that you've done today. Oh my god, will you stop being so dramatic? You're standing here talking to me. You're obviously not dead. And everyone else has seen and spoken to you, so they all know you're not really dead either. Now grow up and introduce us to your husband and his parents. We can't waste any time taking advantage of this networking opportunity. Yeah, I know you only see this in terms of dollars and cents, but there is absolutely no chance that I'm doing that. Knowing you wouldn't last 5 seconds without saying or doing something tactless, and I am not going to take that kind of reputational damage for your benefit. Oh, please, after all the embarrassment I've put up with for you, you could stand to be knocked down a peg or two to repay me for that. Look, Mom, I'm not like you. I actually care about how the people I work with feel about me. I'm not some king or queen barking orders from up on high. I'm down there in the trenches with all the frontline staff. They trust me, and I will not do anything to put that trust in jeopardy. You think I'm going to put in a good word for you with the people who you just told that I was dead? Well, I'm sorry, but if you want to tell me I'm dead to you, then I'm gonna hold you to that. Don't come knocking on the casket you put me in every time you need me for something. You talk so much about how proud you are to be a doctor, but I don't think that means all that much. You could be proud of anything because you don't have any sense of shame at all. Don't you dare lecture me. I gave birth to you. That means something. You owe me respect for that alone. Oh, please. You didn't raise me. The only thing I learned from you was how to not treat the people closest to me. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have much better things to do than talk to someone like you. I wouldn't introduce you to my family if your heart stopped and needed someone to give you CPR. And do me a favor, you don't have to tell people I'm really alive. I'd really just prefer that you didn't talk about me at all. Don't tell anyone else that I'm your daughter, okay? I couldn't handle the embarrassment. All right, Jessica, I want an explanation for this. A new hospital was built close to our hospital, and I just found out that the doctor running it is none other than your husband? What is going on, Jessica? Explain this right now! Wow, hi to you too, Mom. It's been a while. But okay, let's back it up. That building has been built for a pretty long time now. We've just finally moved in and started operations, that's all. It's been super busy, like I don't even have time to breathe right now. So unless you're here as a patient, I really don't have the energy for this. Don't give me attitude, just tell me what's going on. I thought your husband was going to take over his parents' hospital. Hello? Are you even listening? Say something! Answer me! I thought I made it clear that I was far too busy to talk to you, Mom. You kept blowing up my phone constantly, so I turned it off, thinking that would fix the problem. But now you're calling the hospital's phone line? Seriously? I'm like 99% sure that what you're doing fits the legal criteria for harassment. You wouldn't answer any of my calls or texts. What choice did I have? I'm not obligated to answer every one of your dramatic demands, okay? But if you're going to keep blowing this up and dragging other people into it, then fine. I'll explain this once, and only once. It really sounds like you've got a problem with the fact that my husband opened a hospital. Upset? I'm not upset, I'm furious! He built it practically right next to our hospital. Don't tell me that this was all some sort of coincidence, Jessica. This was deliberate, wasn't it? I guess you could say it was deliberate in a way, just not the way you think. The reason he chose to set up the hospital there was just because it was a good location, and this whole thing has been in the works for a long time. It's not like we threw it together overnight just to spite you. I've been supporting him the entire time because I believe in what we're building. And you remember how I asked you to let me study hospital management at the university hospital, right? That was all in preparation for the two of us going independent. As for his parents' hospital, the family talked things over, and his younger brother is going to be the one to take over when my in-laws retire. You're trying to destroy our business, I know you are, but it's not going to work. That flashy little building of yours doesn't have a shred of history behind it. We've been running our hospital for generations. You think that kind of legacy can just be pushed aside? You're the one who's going to go under. We're not trying to destroy anything. And to be totally honest, we didn't even consider your hospital when we picked the site. Look, I respect that you've been running your place for years. That takes a lot of hard work and dedication, but times are changing, and patients' needs and wants are evolving at an incredible pace. Meanwhile, you and Dad are still relying on medical practices that are at least 20 years out of date. Not to mention, you have the bedside manner of a prison guard. Treating your patients like they're beneath you doesn't exactly win people's hearts, Mom. Excuse me? They are beneath me. I'm a doctor after all. I've earned my position in society. Do you have any idea how much money and effort it takes to become a doctor? When people get sick, when they're injured, who do they run to? Us. We're the ones who keep them alive. Without doctors, there's no healthcare system. Society doesn't function. We're the backbone of the entire labor force. That's not arrogance, that's reality. You want to talk about reality? Here's the real deal. None of that gives you the right to treat sick people like they're trash. That cold, condescending tone you take with patients, that's not strength. That's failure. The era of doctors standing on pedestals is over, Mom. Patients don't want gods in white coats. They want someone who listens, who actually sees them. And if you can't adapt to that, then sorry, your hospital isn't gonna survive. You keep talking about us trying to crush you, but the truth is, your own outdated thinking is what's going to sink you. Jessica, Colton just told me he's quitting his position at our hospital. And he's going to start working at your hospital? When the hell did you steal him away? Give him back. He's supposed to take over our hospital someday. There's nothing to give back. He made the choice himself. He said he wants to work with us. I'm not going to turn him away just because it bothers you. From our side, we're thrilled to have such a talented doctor join us. Don't screw with me. We spent a fortune making him a doctor. He's ours, not yours. No, you pushed him to become a doctor because you'd make his life hell if he did anything else. And you did the exact same thing to me. You think we went into the medical profession because that was what we wanted to do? No, you just didn't give us any other options. But we're not kids anymore, Mom. We can make our own choices, choose our own futures. And that's what Colton did. Choose. For the first time in his life. He thought about whether he wanted to work for you or for us, and he chose us. So, how about you stop acting like a sore loser just because he didn't pick your side? This can't be happening. I don't believe it. There must be some mistake. And after I said you chose us, she went absolutely berserk.
Yeah, sounds like her. You know, those two never once asked me if I was interested in running their hospital someday. They just made that decision for me. Well, too bad. I wouldn't want to take over that place if they paid me. Honestly, I've been looking for a way to cut ties for a while now, and this was the perfect opportunity. Thanks, Jessica.
No, thank you. We're thrilled to have you on board.
Ah, come on. Compared to your husband, I'm still just a rookie. I mean, I grew up watching how they treated you. Even just seeing that stuff was painful. I don't know if they ever realized this, but I always hated their obsession with med school. You always took the brunt of their ire, though. And when I went to pick up my employment contract the other day and saw you working, you looked so alive, so confident. It felt good to see you like that.
Oh, stop. Now you're saying all this sweet stuff. But yeah, this is the happiest I've ever been. and I'll do whatever it takes to protect this happiness. Kosuke, tell me where you're living right now. I went to that new address you gave us and it was just an empty plot.
Yeah, that's because I gave you a fake address. And no, we won't tell you our real one. All our friends and family know about what's going on, too. So if you go around asking people, no one's gonna tell you anything.
But if you don't give us your address, how can we come to see you?
That's the point.
What?
We didn't tell you our real address because we knew you'd just show up uninvited, and we were right.
Why should I need an invitation to visit my own son? But that's beside the point. You need to come back to our hospital immediately.
I only worked there because you're my parents. You never even gave me an actual contract, so I'm not bound to you. I'm free to work wherever I please.
You most certainly are not. Goodness, Colton, I didn't raise you to be such an ingrate.
You didn't raise me at all. You strapped me into a chair and dragged me through medical school. Let's not pretend ours was some kind of warm, nurturing home. The first time you ever hugged me was when I got my medical license, for God's sake. Well, I'm not gonna risk exposing my future children to your toxicity. I want you out of my life for good.
Don't be ridiculous. I'm not toxic. You're acting like I'd hurt my own grandchildren.
You treated Jessica like she was trash just because she didn't get into med school. You went around telling people she was dead at my wedding, and now you're wondering why I don't trust you? When I have kids, they'll get to choose their own paths in life. If they want to be doctors, great. If they want to be artists or farmers or teachers or anything else, that's great too. Because kids aren't here to fulfill their parents' dreams. Parents are there to help fulfill their kids' dreams.
Artists, teachers, you'd let your kids choose such worthless professions?
Just being alive is meaningful. Who would paint the art in your hospital without artists? Who would teach kids to become doctors without teachers? You can't have a society with only doctors, Mom. Honestly, if anyone's keeping society afloat, it's the people who grow the food we eat and produce the products we use every day. I know you think otherwise, but I should warn you, that arrogance is gonna cost you everything.
What do you think you're doing, Kosuke? It's bad enough you left, but now you've stolen your cousin too? He was working for us!
Oh, come on, I didn't steal anyone. I told them I was leaving, and he decided to follow me. It was his choice. There was no pressure or coercion or anything from me. Honestly, you've got no one to blame but yourself for this. You were underpaying them just because they're family. You never gave them real credit for their work, never evaluated them properly. You treated them like disposable help, not trained professionals. Who would want to stick around in a place like that?
Don't you dare lecture me about how to run a hospital until you've got as much experience as I do.
Someone as inexperienced as me can see the problem, but you can't? You're proving my point. If people are leaving, it's not betrayal. It's a sign your leadership failed. You didn't create a place people wanted to stay. That's not on them. That's all on you.
Wow, Mom, I heard your hospital's pretty much empty now, huh? I have to say, I saw this coming. People have been complaining about your bad attitude for years. You should read your online reviews sometimes because, yikes. None of this makes any sense! There's no reason we would lose so many patients in such a short time! If you still don't get it, then you have no business running a hospital. The only reason patients were still coming to your hospital at all was because of Kosuke and our cousin. Most of the patients who came your way only did so because they wanted those two to help them. So when both of them left and moved to a different hospital, of course the patients who trusted them followed. So this was your doing? No! Weren't you paying attention? It's your doing. You've been working overtime for years to trash your own reputation. Sure, our hospital just opened recently and we don't have much of a track record, but I'll take no track record any day over a terrible track record like yours. We actually talk to our patients. We treat them like people. Why would anyone go to a doctor who looks down on them when they're already vulnerable? They couldn't possibly abandon us over that! You only think that because you're blind to what people really think about you. Really, I should be thanking you right now. Do you have any idea how many compliments we've gotten comparing our service to yours? You should make this a learning opportunity for yourself, too. Look at how well our hospital does, and then consider just how bad your attitude was. Though, honestly, it's probably too late now. Wow, that happened faster than I expected. I just saw a news article online, Mom. You guys are filing for bankruptcy, huh? You lost a solid 80% of your patients and doctors, and then you wouldn't even let the new doctors you hired do their jobs. You pushed them to do everything your way, resulting in multiple malpractice suits. Jessica, please, you've got to help us. This is an absolute crisis. Every single day, there are reporters showing up at the entrance, asking us questions, scaring patients away, and we've been served with 3 malpractice lawsuits just this morning. Well, yeah, that doesn't surprise me at all. You're acting like this is some kind of unfair punishment, but come on. Doctors literally hold people's lives in their hands. If something goes wrong, or if a patient feels unsafe, of course they're gonna sue. Especially when it's something that could have been avoided if you had just let go of your arrogance. Please tell me that now you realize this is all your fault, right? Can you just let us have Colton back? Things were going fine when he was here. No, Mom, you thought everything was going fine, but in reality, not so much. That's nonsense! Utter nonsense! Kosuke told me the truth. He said patients were constantly complaining. And honestly, I'm not surprised when they had to deal with someone like you. That's exactly why people followed Kosuke to our hospital. He listens. He cares. He talks to them like human beings, not like cogs in a machine. Do you get what I'm saying? Your version of medicine isn't needed in this town or anywhere else. No, I didn't think it was this bad. I told you before, me and Colton learned a lot from you about how not to treat people. Doctors aren't the only people who work in a hospital. You've got nurses, admin staff, caseworkers, custodians, and more, all trying to hold things together. When you don't respect them, everything falls apart. But you never listened, did you? You shut people down. You acted like doctors were royalty and everyone else was disposable. So yeah, there's a gap between you and us now. A big one. Jessica, you don't understand. If we don't do something fast, our hospital will go bankrupt. We've been working all our lives to keep this hospital running. I'm begging you. I will never ask you for anything again in my life. So please, can't you help us? Even if I wanted to help you, which, to be perfectly clear, I do not, there's nothing I could do for you at this stage. I'm dead to you, just like you went around telling everyone at the wedding. And dead people can't save a failing hospital, can we? After news of the malpractice suits got out, my parents' hospital was thrust into the spotlight and quickly became a national scandal. The jury found gross negligence in each case, which only added fuel to the media firestorm. Given the hospital's long-standing reputation for poor treatment and cold attitudes, there wasn't much public sympathy. Unsurprisingly, the hospital was forced to shut down. The court ordered a massive payout, and my parents, now disgraced, found themselves completely adrift. They were also shunned by extended family, who accused them of bringing shame to the entire bloodline by destroying a once proud institution. With no support from anyone, they had no choice but to sell the house, the cars, everything, and even then, it barely made a dent in the debt. From what I've heard, they could spend the rest of their lives scraping together every cent and still not pay it off. As for me, I've been managing our new hospital without issue. It's a challenge to handle the workload, but the number of patients we get just shows how many people still need care.